According to a national survey, 8 million underage students drink every week. 454,000 junior high and high school students binge drink weekly. And of those, 7 million students actually buy their own alcohol. While there are many laws in order to prevent this from happening, there are loopholes, low budget problems, and officers that are more minded on getting people busted for drugs rather than minor consumption. So there's a lot of problems with this. But besides these factors, I'd like to talk about the consequences, the problems, and the reason that underage children drink and what we can do to prevent it. I think that we can all agree that adolescence wasn't the most pleasant time of our lives. Besides all of our changing hormones and the transition from grade school into junior high and high school, oftentimes students struggle with fitting in. In all of junior high and high school, those of you who have been there know that there are different cliques. Different cliques are the groups that you either fit in or you don't fit in. There's the jocks, the cheerleaders, the chess team, and the beta club, just to name a few. On top of fitting in, students have to deal with something called peer pressure. And according to Merriam-Webster's Learner's Dictionary, peer pressure is defined as the feeling that you must do the same thing as other people of your age and social group to be liked or respected by them. Peer pressure can range from anywhere from the type of clothes that you wear, to the classes you take for your electives, even the car that you choose to drive when you turn 16. Some more severe cases are tattoos and piercings, sex, drug, and what I want to talk about today, alcohol. Besides peer pressure, which is one of the major contributing factors to underage drinking, kids don't understand the problems and the consequences of their actions. I think that one main problem is that when underage kids drink, a lot of times they're around people that maybe they don't know. And in the 1990s, there was a drug that became very popular known as a roofie. And a roofie is a little pill that you slip into a drink, and it basically renders the individual that consumes it incapacitated. At this point, the stranger that gives you the roofie can take full advantage of you. They can steal from you, or worse, you could get raped. Besides roofies, if you drink a lot, you lose the inability to think rationally, and you can make really bad decisions that can last for a lifetime. I think one major thing that we need to do at this point is to inform minors about peer pressure and the problems with drinking. A lot of times I have found over the course of my lifetime that you can get more respect by saying no than actually by following the crowd. While drinking can render you unable to make wise decisions, many times kids fall victim to a very, very serious problem that I'm passionate about, and it's drinking and driving. The Journal of the Society of Psychologists in Addictive Behaviors says that 23% of kids aged 15 to 20 that are killed in car wrecks have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher. At 0.08, that's the limit there that is actually illegal to drive at 0.08. And 23% of killed people between 15 and 20 have a blood alcohol concentration. Those are underage people. We're not talking about people that are 21 or over. We're not even talking about people that get arrested. We're talking about people 15 to 20 that are killed who have a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher. I'm thinking that's pretty serious. When I was a teenager, I actually got arrested for minor consumption. And because I was under 18 and I had no previous problems, I was very, very lucky. I got put on probation and I had to do community service, but that was pretty much it. If I had been over 18 years of age, the consequences would have been much higher. Minor consumption would have been on my record, my permanent record, and that can affect a lot of decisions that you're making as a young adult, from colleges, scholarships, to jobs and the careers that you choose to take part in for the rest of your life. It's very important that you inform underage people, be it whether it's a teacher or a parent. We need to tell kids what the consequences are. Let them know that our actions now affect every decision that we have later in life. Another very important thing to consider is the effects that alcohol can have on your body. Until you're fully grown, your brain is constantly changing, and anyone that participates in consuming alcohol while your brain is still growing and changing, it can have detrimental effects on your brain. If you drink too much and you wind up throwing up, you can tear your esophagus, which is a very serious problem. Consuming alcohol raises your heart rate, which affects your heart and can cause greater risk of heart attack. Alcohol increases the amount of stomach acid that your stomach produces, which can cause cancer. And if you drink a lot, your liver has to filter all of that out of your body. If your liver is put into overdrive, it's not able to filter out all the chemicals of the alcohol, and therefore you can get cirrhosis of the liver. I realize that when you're a teenager, you think that you know it all, and I realize that a lot of these things, they don't have the mindset to really consider what these problems are. So, if you just have a very selfish and conceited child that you want to talk to about alcohol, one main point that you might make that might make an effect on their decisions today is that drinking alcohol can cause breakouts. It can cause puffy skin and broken vessels in your face, which can affect whether or not you might have a boyfriend to take to prom. So it's very important not to drink. As teachers and parents and friends, it's very important for us to work together to try to get a handle on minor consumption. I feel that knowledge is power, and if we talk to our kids about peer pressure, all the consequences and dangers that come with drinking, then they might be able to make better decisions. Inevitably, there's no way that we can completely put a stop to underage drinking, but maybe if we inform them, we can bring it down to a minimum, and we can reduce the use of alcohol and the tragedies related to underage drinking. And who knows, if we all work together and do our part, these young teenagers might even carry this information into their future, and after they turn 21, they might go on to make wiser and more informed decisions about alcohol altogether.
Hi.